Today we're going to be talking about proper social skills between you and your dog. Why is this topic so important to me? Well, we want you to understand we want to make the dog's life more simple. And if we communicate with them in simple terms, it makes our training much easier. If we could get them to the point where they are independent, that's what we're looking for, and that's what this whole video is designed for. We want the dog to be independent as a puppy or whenever it comes into our life, no matter what the dog's age is. We want to be their leader and handler as soon as possible. If you do not have proper social skills with your dog from the get-go, it could lead to a dependent dog, something that we don't want. We don't need a dog that has separation anxiety, nervous, worried all the time, insecure. These are things that are all toxic. Insecurity and worry could lead to the dog making you into possession and becoming more reactive and aggressive towards dogs and or people. All these things are toxic for your dog and for yourself. So today we're focusing on the positive things you can do to create a good dynamic for your dog more quickly. As we get started here, I want to explain a few important terms that you hear me use in this video that will make it easier for you to get to our objective. The first one being umbilical cord. What could that be? Well, at boot camp we call the umbilical cord a toxic connection between you and your dog. And this toxic connection can cause confusion for your dog. This is something we're looking to sever, the toxic connection or that umbilical cord, in order to see your dog's true personality come out. If we break the umbilical cord, a huge weight is lifted off of your dog. We've taken away a major responsibility for your dog's life. The dog's life has become more simple. And we can replace that responsibility with something more positive, so it can be more open to engage in exercise and play. Understand, exercise and play are the keys to having a good dog. Another term you'll hear me use is good bank, bad bank. This is a metaphor to explain positive reinforcement and generally the reinforcement we give to the dog. Or to simply put it simply, bad bank is a bad choice for rewarding bad behavior. Bad bank can also happen when you're showering with the dog with praise when the dog's done nothing at all to deserve it. Good bank is a good choice for using praise for payment. That's what boot camp's all about. Good bank is all about giving affection only when it's earned. As an owner, you could ask the dog to do a task before rewarding it, so that's good bank. Another term you'll hear me use is, again, working for affection. This is a habit you want to get your dog into right away. We want to turn this into a game, and we want the reward to match the task. Let your dog know you are happy to give them affection as long as it's earned. Make them work for it. Make this fun. It's the easiest way to achieve the easiest way and fastest way for you to achieve creating a balanced dog. These are all phrases that I will use in this video. For this video, there's no specific equipment that you need to buy. This is all about you and your dog and how you engage your dog for maximum results with minimum input. Now that you know the terms you need, let's get into the guidelines for how to have proper social skills between you and your dog. The first guideline is become your dog's handler, not their best friend. We want to create a hierarchy and not have both of you be on the same level. Dogs like this way of thinking. Again, it makes their life much simpler. We don't want to give them phony jobs that they don't need to do, such as being protective of their human. So creating a hierarchy helps prevent that. To go further than this, you want to make sure that you are the alpha. Not only should you and your dog not be on the same level, but you should be the alpha for them. You're trying to take the reins back. There are some habits to be mindful of to avoid submitting to the dog. One of the biggest ones is over-affection. Over-affection with your dog is in fact submitting, so don't do it. Over-affection could be petting your dog and looking into their eyes for long periods of time and telling him how cute it is when it hasn't done anything to deserve it. This can become toxic. You want your dog to work for affection. Over-affection is really common, but it's not healthy, and people don't often understand where the dog's aggression comes from. But if you stop giving inappropriate affection, you will move in the right direction. Letting your dog sleep with you and hang out with you on your bed and the couch is another one that's going to set you up for disaster. It puts them on the same level as you. More than likely, you're petting them when they're on the couch. You are now not only making them your equal, but you are putting them above you, which makes them the king or the queen of the house, the captain of the ship, the general in the army. All of these jobs are toxic. So please stop this. Don't do this. Another tip to be a good handler is be mellow with every correction that you give your dog. If a correction is needed, it's very important that you go right back to neutral. Understand, emotions while training your dog can also be toxic and confusing for them. You want to remain procedural and non-emotional. More than likely, it's your emotions that are really bad for your dog. The dog feels what you do. So being non-emotional, this is going to really help your dog. Do everything from a neutral, balanced place with no emotion. Bottom line is that anything you do that makes your dog king or queen of the castle is going to send the wrong message. Don't give your dog the keys to the castle. It will show that you are submitting to them. And again, this is something that we don't want to do. Bear in mind, these are my recommendations. Don't have to be done for the lifetime of the dog, just until we get control back. All we want is their behavior to be proper, and you will know when this happens. The tips in guidelines may not be true for all dogs, but if you're trying to get a well-balanced dog, especially in the beginning, these are habits you want to avoid, especially if you see any type of possessiveness, guarding, insecurity, separation anxiety from your dog. You want to stop interacting with your dog like this fashion immediately. It's going down the wrong road. A second guideline to learn is ways to interact with your dog without getting the umbilical cord attached. There are certainly some crossovers between the guidelines and the first guideline, but there's some important distinctions. Remember what our end goal is. You want to get your dog off leash and socializing and playing with other dogs as quickly as possible. Folks, we're looking for the big picture here, which ultimately is proper dog play at the park. To do this, we try to do everything we can not to let the umbilical cord become attached. First, staring at your dog for long periods of time is going to attach the umbilical cord. Understand, your eyes are very powerful. You want to make your dog comfortable, but you don't want to go too far. Keep it simple. Your dog needs to be working for engagement from you. You want to use your eye contact engagements with your dog as payments. Not just as payments. When you give them a command, look deep into their eyes, but when you give them praise, look into their eyes. But that's the only time. Use your eyes for giving them instructions and giving them rewards. We will talk more about that in our third guideline. For now, just know that this is the behavior that can keep the umbilical cord connected. So we're trying to avoid that. Second, do not allow your dog to be your shadow 24/7 in your house. If you're at your workstation, do not allow your dog underneath the chair or table. Keep an invisible barrier between you and your dog during this time. Same thing with eating. Don't let your dog be under the kitchen table or even in the kitchen for that matter. We set these boundaries for the betterment of the dog and to avoid letting that toxic connection form. It's very important. Subsequently, you are not aware of it, but all of these things matter in the big picture. Tip number 3, please don't pick them up. If you're running around with your dog in your hands, that's toxic for your dog. We're trying to do the opposite of this behavior. When you pick them up, you think you're providing comfort and security, but instead you're forming an attachment that will prevent them from being independent and will cause the beginning of an inappropriate job for them. You are in fact now submitting, giving them the power, and causing confusion for you and your dog. It's a temporary win, but in the long run, it's a problem because you're attaching that toxic umbilical cord. Another tip is around eating at home or in restaurants, anywhere where there's food involved. Don't engage your dog. You don't want to create a sense of when you eat, they eat. It's annoying, but it's also inappropriate in the home and especially in restaurants. A good restaurant dog will come in, sit down, and disengage. Whatever's being served to you or whatever is on your table or the next table over from you, you don't want your dog to be interested in any food. The only time your dog should be interested in food is when it's in their bowl. Don't feed your dog from the table and don't engage from the table. I know this seems strict right now, but trust me. Follow this as you're training your dog, and you will end up with a good dog very quickly. Then you could lighten up and start enjoying life as it should be after they're on the proper road. A third guideline we should get into is talking about proper eye contact. Here we go with the eyes again, because eye contact is so powerful tool and we want to use it very seriously. It can be a terrific form of payment or a serious form of correction. Use the power of your eyes to your advantage. Our biggest mistake we use with our eyes is too much, and as if they had no value. Consistently giving your dog eye contact away to your dog is unearned and is in fact toxic. We want to be mindful of when we engage our eyes. We really only want to engage the dog's eyes when they have done something that we've asked them to do. Now I know again this seems strict and hard, but trust me, if you develop this right away, it's huge. By simply just looking at your dog, we'll have a connection with you. Don't give it away. It's the best tool you have in your arsenal. If you want to give them a job, give them a command, look at them in the eyes. And if the dog succeeds, look at them deeply in the eyes and give them praise. It's a different game, folks. It's going to have huge impact for you, though. I'm sure there'll be situations where your dog does not follow the command or does not do it correctly. If that occurs, don't look at them, don't engage them, don't give them praise, just walk away. Wah, wah, wah. When you give a dog a job and the dog does not do it, the lack of engagement is the form of correction. All the dogs want to do is look into your eyes. So by not giving it to them and just walking away, what? Yeah, you didn't do it. It's a fun game. We want to try to force this pattern from the beginning. The goal here is to use your eyes for payment. Try not to use your eyes for showing them emotion, which is when you start to get connecting the umbilical cord. Be firm with this, and you will get a balanced dog very quickly. If you water it down, it's going to show. So these guidelines on what to do and what not to do to develop proper social skills between you and your dog. I hope today's video has helped you. and your dog establish a healthy relationship with each other. Remember, with each other, if you want to know more, this video pairs well with proper techniques for walking on and off leash and how to have a happy, balanced dog. A happy dog that plays well with other videos so it can create good exercise and social behaviors with other dogs and humans. You can get these videos on my website. Hey folks, remember that dog that I was talking about that was in the shelter for 2 years? Well, that would be Mr. Ted Cheney, mostly black with a little bit of white, playing with Panda. Footloose and fancy free. Look at this character out there living the life. A dog that was told don't ever take off leash and don't take him to the dog park. Boot camp works, folks. Learning how to engage your dog properly is key. I'm Joe once again. Thanks for watching.